It's a beautiful day. Dun, dun, dun.
Is it?
Can you come on? Can you do the instruments with me? Someone be guitar there, yeah.
Dun.
It's a beautiful day. I don't know the lyrics after that bit.
I don't really know how the
What do I
tune
get?
even goes.
How can I play? What can I do?
Just
Let me
bang
play.
that drum, Ben.
Okay.
Don't let it get away.
Wait. Bow, 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 bow.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't even name the title of that song. What is it? Who is it?
Beautiful Day, presumably. It's U2, I think, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it is U2.
Yeah.
God, why did I open this podcast with a rendition of U2? What a monster. U2.
You're like, what was it? The iPhone? Or, no, what? Oh, I don't even know.
Oh, was
Why
it
did I bring this up?
iTunes?
iTunes,
when
yeah.
everyone got a U2 album forced upon them and everyone got very upset.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't even sell free U2 albums.
Do they still make music?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Do you know anyone who's a U2 fan?
No.
No,
Me neither.
it's weird. They seem to be were one of the biggest bands ever, but I can't name a single person who likes them.
No.
No, me neither. Is U2 touring 2023? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but
answer.
I mean,
Yes.
everyone's still touring. Amy bought tickets for me and her to go and see Bryan Adams last year, but we didn't go in the end because I can't remember what happened, but we couldn't go. But I was like, oh, is Bryan Adams still touring? Like all these people who are, I'm not saying they're too old to do it, like that they should be dead, but like I'd have given up. I'd have been like, okay, I've got my millions. I'm now just going to live in my mansion. But I guess
the love of
they
it,
just,
Peter.
Yeah, exactly. They love it that much. Just like Podiots, we've got our millions, but we carry on regardless.
We do. We could have retired in 2018, but we didn't.
No,
We should have done.
we just changed.
Yes. Oh man.
They had an album in 2023 called Songs of Surrender. Oh, it's an album of re-recorded songs.
Oh,
That's cheating, isn't it? The Edge.
Bono. Look at his fucking face and his little round glasses. Shut up, Bono.
Yeah. That
All
was
right.
another one, wasn't it?
That's enough. That's enough U2 talk. Can we please get on to the blobbies and whatever nonsense is coming our way this week?
Yeah, much
Sure,
better.
I think we could still talk about U2 for at least another 20 minutes if you wanted to.
What is your favourite U2 song? Let's make this a U2 episode. Screw the things. We're going
Okay, you
through
know
the
what?
entire
Fuck it.
discography.
We will. Beautiful Day's pretty good.
Vertigo.
Yeah, Vertigo is certainly a song. With or Without You's pretty good.
Yeah, with or without,
yeah.
he's all right.
I certainly know that one.
What's the one? Get on your boots, your sexy boots. Remember that?
Ooh.
That's
No.
from the Vertigo time. Get on your. Yeah, it's called Get on Your Boots.
Can
It
I
doesn't make any sense.
petition that we now start every Podiots episode by posting a photo of a member of U2 onto Twitter rather than Mr. Blobby? I think that would be a much more entertaining thing.
We'd run out. I think.
Yeah, I think we
How
would.
many
Almost
previous
immediately.
How many previous members are there?
3, 4?
I want to say 4, but there might be some like past drummers or something that we could.
Yeah, there'll be those people that were there for 3 months and played the accordion and then
Yeah.
never spoken of again.
Yeah, I think so. Hey, do you guys want some Get on Your Boots lyrics?
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah, tell me about
Here we
them
are.
boots.
It makes perfect sense. Hey, sexy boots, get on your boots, yeah. Free me from a dark dream, candy floss, ice cream. All the kids are screaming, but the ghosts aren't real. Here's what we gotta be: love and community. Laughter is eternity if joy is real. And it goes on. Women are the future, all the big revelations. I got a submarine, you've got gasoline. I don't want to talk about wars between nations. Not right now. Sexy boots. No. Get on your boots, yeah. Not right now. Foxy boots. And it continues.
That's incredible.
It's a bad song. I'd recommend looking it up. 2009.
Don't need to now.
It's like Robbie Williams level lyricism. I mean, I like Robbie Williams though, but not Bono. I seem to really have it out for Bono, and I'm currently sat here scrolling through Google Images trying to find funny images of him. Sadly, they're all very serious.
Why don't you like Bono? He gets a lot of flack because he did a lot of campaigning and stuff, and he probably still does.
Honestly, I don't know why I don't like him. I think I've just been infected by the hive mind. No one else likes Bono, so therefore I don't like Bono, and I'm just quite happy to lean into that. I don't like his stupid cowboy hat and his stupid glasses. That's what I don't like
I was
about
going to say,
him.
his glasses are a bit silly, aren't they?
Yeah. Look,
And his hat. Silly
Oh,
hat.
look at that guy.
silly hat.
Look at that guy.
Oh, what a dude. What a dude.
What a dude. What a man. Okay, I think we can...
Ooh, Bono sunglasses on eBay. Are the actual...
Stop it. You'll buy one.
$40. Last one, 29 sold. I've got to buy it.
No, you can't, because then you'll put them on and you'll be Bono.
You'll be a dude then. You've instantly become a dude with those shades.
You can't. We can't lose you, Michael.
It would give us one more photo that we could potentially post on a future episode. When we're doing U2 members. Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
Michael Johnson. Absolutely.
Bonson.
You got some time.
Michael Bonson.
Fuck's sake. Okay, I think we can go now.
Sure.
Yeah. Wow, 6 minutes. Quality. Let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Podiots, the official Vidiots podcast. It's a conversational podcast where we take some questions from you at home and obey the law of the 3 Rs, where everybody brings
a thing along to talk about.
I'm Ben.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Michael.
Hello, chaps.
Hello.
Good evening.
It's been a few weeks, but we're back. We're ready to rock and roll. Easter came and went. Did you guys get your eggs?
Yeah, I got 2 eggs, I think. Yeah.
I did not indulge in a single Easter egg. Now I come to think of it. That's actually... Wow. I missed out on the discount eggs as well. I totally fucked it.
I always miss out on the discount eggs. Like I like the idea of getting all the discount eggs on Easter Monday, and then I just never do.
Did you have it? Did you have a good bounty, Ben?
I had 3 eggs, actually.
Ooh, congratulations.
Which is very exciting. Someone very generously gifted us some at work.
Yeah, I got one from work.
And then I was sent some Easter egg money by my parents, so I bought a couple of eggs and headbutted those bad boys. Headbutted one in... I ate one in bed because I'm luxurious like that. And it sort of, as expected, kind of exploded a little bit. And... little flecks of chocolate went on my bare chest as I lay down, and then when I stood up, I was like, "Oh my god, what are these like freckles that I've never had before?" And you know what? Delicious little treats for me.
Oh, yum for later though. Not for later, don't eat them now.
Oh yeah, let them get good and dry, and then you can pick them off and have a little nibble on your chest chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate buttons. They're lovely.
I thought you were going to say that you just got it on like the bed sheets and stuff, because I did that on our sofa. We've got the same sofa as you, Ben, like a dark grey one from IKEA, and I of course was eating white chocolate eggs because I'm racist, and getting white chocolate on a dark grey sofa is not good.
Yeah, it's really bad. Yeah. Can't be doing that. Is it still in there? You still got a stain in there? Or?
No, it came off with hot soapy water, but
that's good. Glad to hear that. I'm going to throw my sofa out when I move. It's barely a sofa at this point.
Yeah.
Just a heads up for those of you that have that identical mass-produced IKEA sofa that's an L shape.
Yeah.
Where one corner lifts up and you can store bedding in it and stuff. Don't disassemble and move with it. Doesn't work.
Once it's together, it can never be disassembled and put back together.
It can be disassembled, and you can put it back together, but its life is limited at that point.
The more you take it apart and rebuild it, the worse it gets. As with many things, I suppose. But ours is the same. We've moved it. It's moved between about 3 or 4 different places because my sister had it briefly, and it's been all over the country, that sofa.
Oh. Every time it's deconstructed, it loses a little bit of its soul. And it's never the same sofa again. Poor thing.
What's it called, Peter? You'll know. The ship of Thebes?
Theseus? Or Trigger's broom, people
That's
also
the one.
say. Yeah.
Yeah. If you slowly start replacing bits of it until none of it, the original sofa remains. Is it still the same sofa?
Oh.
Is it still there? Doesn't fucking matter. Anyway, if you want to support this kind of nonsense so we can move on to the questions and things, which is why you're here, go to podiots.com. If you donate £3 or more, you'll get a shout out at the beginning and the end of the show. You'll join Pod Squad. You'll support the stuff that you enjoy, hopefully, and you'll help us out in the process. Mikey, I believe you've got some sort of list of names there.
That's what I'm looking at right now. What can loosely be called a list of names. In reality, it's just smashing together nouns and adjectives until I giggle a bit.
Yes. Love it.
We begin this list of random nonsense with Alexa. Is this Chegs? Sorry, everyone at home, if your machine's now been set off. Strap on, cap on, pegs, penguins. Pod my fluffin' squad. Tiny Peter, closet Tory. Lord... So all your pheasant eating. Lord Brotovich, creamy muck muck. Oh no, my Chexo suit's been hit. Donak 07. Bean Sty Mittis? Bean Sty Mittles? If someone can... If Bean Sty Mittles. Yes.
One.
I'm trying to work out if that's,
Where they trick you into saying a bad thing.
A rude thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it written backwards, maybe? Sit him my schneeb. No, it's not.
I want to sit all over your schneeb. Hello, it's Editing Mikey here. We figured this name out at the very end of the show, so stay tuned. Place your guesses now. It's very obvious. How did we not figure it out? Thank you, bye. We continue with Stephen Scodes, British PM, Fishy Poo Sack. How juvenile. I love it. Cowdoy in the Freddie Weber. Very good. And Anonymous, who was very generous, and they say... Long-time listener, first-time donator. I just want to give a huge shout-out and congratulations to my friend and fellow listener, Matt, who has just passed his final exam and is now a doctor of biology.
Wow.
Woo! Congratulations, Matt. I always knew you could do it.
Congratulations.
Hey.
So if you're a Podiots listener called Matt, who's just become a doctor of biology, and you have a friend called Anonymous, then that's for you, that message.
Anonymous, you shouldn't have. Congratulations, Dr. Matt. We've got a doctor who listens to Podiots now. Confirmed.
That's an achievement, yeah.
So if you have any medical requests, just send them in via Pod Squad, and then when that then gets read out, you'll have to wait another 2 weeks, and then perhaps the doctor can write in and give an answer. So about a 4-week turnaround, just like the NHS.
Support striking nurses.
Yes, please do actually help them. It's not their fault. We've also got more Pod Squadders. We've got Cassidy Delaney, Sleeping Pooty, The Little Spermaid, James and the Giant Dick.
Good.
Dick and Dom in da bumhole, yo. Prince Beefcakes. Another anonymous, generous donation. And they say, just 4 months ago, I'd never heard of you guys. On a random night in January, I clicked on a Worst Games Ever episode. The algorithm showed me. Yes, it works.
Yes, come on.
And now I've caught up on 5 years of Vidiots/Triple Jump content in the space of 3 months.
Jeez.
Thanks for defining my year so far, Keese. Wow, thank you, Anonymous.
Incredible,
That's
thank you.
Amazing. And I just want to take the time to say as well how heartening that is to hear. Because I think we all go through phases, all three of us, where, we've been doing this thing for a while now. Vidiots was a thing in 2018. And, do people still really care? Do people still give a shit?
And especially new people. Do people who find us feel too alienated by all the... references and the lore.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as I'm concerned, it's we've still got that core group of people from 2018, and we're just slowly losing them as
they die.
Yes, they die off, and that's kind of gutting, and also is a constant source of self-doubt. So to hear that kind of stuff, that the algorithm actually works and that new people are coming in and liking it, that's really encouraging. So thank you for donating, and thank you for saying that as well.
Thank you very much, Anonymous. We've also got 80 quid a gram, Cozzy Lives Cricey, Chris Martin's Gone Fartin, Itty Bitty Peter Committee, Visit the Vidiots Discord, Bill Buchter's Life is Changing, Scandalf Pending, and another anonymous donation.
Yes, thank you. Anonymous, very generous today.
Thank you.
We've also got Vince McMahon's Moustache, Dave Bumsaw Polyps, Chocolate Egg Head Trauma, Wix and Dom in Da Bungalow, Hugged as a Child, Top 10 Mikey's Toilet Stories, the very generous Bartek Kubica No Pun, and Bartek said, "Dudes, it's my birthday." Happy birthday, Bartek.
Happy birthday, Bartek.
I want you to know that to me, You are like Dick and Dom is to you.
That's lovely. Thank you.
That's very kind. There are a few letters left. Oh, did you know typing cough into Google Images, you will see a lot of people doing invisible BJ? Do good deeds with this knowledge. Thank you,
Wow.
Bartek. That's
Good
great.
deeds.
Thanks.
Wonderful.
That's going to be a never-ending source of joy now. Wow, yeah, you're right. Oh my God, that's obscene. That's obscene.
We've also got Anonymous again. Thank you, Anonymous. Seymour Butts, Stephen Skodes, Cuntius Maximus, Stalin and the Raisinets, Mr. Macca, and Finn Tristram. That is your pod squad for this week. Thank you so much, everybody, for being so generous. Podiots.com if you'd like to donate £3 or more to get a shout out at the beginning and the end of the show. Do you guys have a favourite?
I liked, oh no, my Chegso suit has been hit.
British PM Fishy Poo Sack gets my vote. That's beautiful wordplay.
I quite liked Chris Martin's Gone Fartin.
Okay, yeah.
Enjoyed it, and it sounds fun. It's a nice sound.
Little Spermaid was low-key,
Also good.
quite clever as well, yeah.
Yeah, very good stuff. Well, Michael Johnson, you are question boy this week. What have you got?
You're darn tootin'. Right, let's start with the hardest hitting question. I think it's always good to, you want to, establish the podcast, and the first question sets that tone. So we have Andrew Emerson here at Emerson on the Jelly. And their question is, what is the minimum incentive for each of you individually to eat 2 big spoonfuls of dirt?
Oh,
We should set some ground rules here. This wasn't included, but
literally
I'm
ground
going to...
rules.
Hey!
Well done. I'm going to say this is 2 spoonfuls of the dirt that is nearest to you, that is not property of a houseplant. So it's not in a pot. It has to be out in the open.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
Doctor of Biology Matt, I think, would probably advise us that even 1 spoonful could potentially kill us pretty fast.
Parasites and stuff. There was that person who ate a slug, wasn't there? And they died.
Yes. So yeah, try and pick a spoonful without a slug in it, I guess, or 2 spoonfuls. You got to get very lucky twice.
Yeah, my answer would either be you could not pay me enough money to risk my life with 2 spoonfuls of soil, or it would have to be such a high amount that I could pay for. Because you might get away with it. Like if you ate 2 spoonfuls of dirt, you might just get lucky, and you would maybe have a bit of a tummy ache, and then you'd be fine. But to counteract the risk that I might not be fine, it would have to be so much that I could afford the very greatest doctors to make me better.
So is that your minimum? Was it to cover your medical expenses?
Well,
and a little bit of spending money.
And then the spends, yeah. So like £1 million spending money, and then
Jesus.
I don't want to
60
eat
for
2.
Bupa.
No, picture this. Someone comes to you, Peter, here's £900,000. You're going to go, nope, sorry, mate.
All right, £1 million spending money is silly. That's too much. But £900,000. I mean, yeah, I can't quantify what the risk is in terms of health, and then what the cost might be to get better, because it might just be something that the NHS could deal with, unless I obviously die instantly. But if not, if I'm just ill, the NHS might do it for free.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it would be an awful lot.
Yours varies depending on the circumstances post ingestion.
Yeah, or because I don't know what the circumstances would be, then I would just have to say you couldn't pay me enough to eat.
Good
2
God!
spoonfuls of salt.
Every time one of these questions gets asked in my day-to-day life, I realise how cheap I am, because I was honestly going to say like a £5.
Oh, Michael.
It's
Life
fine.
is worth more than that.
We're probably talking tablespoons here, or serving spoons. That's
All right, a tenner then. Jeez.
Good God, this man wants to die.
I've survived silica gel. I've eaten dirt as a kid, and I mean, look at the man I am now. I like to believe it wouldn't really do any damage.
Well,
at worst.
yeah, probably.
Give me a dicky tummy. You've locked in your offer now. You're off the table. I'm gonna sweep up this £5.
Yeah, good for you, man. It's all yours.
I mean, you're right that kids do end up getting a bit of dirt in their mouths when they're playing, but do they eat 2 big spoonfuls? I don't know. You're right that if someone came to me and said, like, I'm not going to give you £1 million, I'll offer you like 15 grand or so, still like a really big amount of money. Like, yeah, when you put it like that, I'm tempted, but it's
you have
difficult.
to really mull it over.
Yeah.
How about you, Ben?
I I would also do it for a high amount of money. However, I think I would call an ambulance in advance, and I would just say, "Help! This man is eating dirt. Please send someone out here right now. He needs medical attention. He doesn't look well." And then I would tie my little bib on. I'd get my digging spoon out, and I'd have a couple of hearty mouthfuls. Maybe I would pair it with, some sort of delicious beverage to help wash it down. And I would like to think around the time I was done, the ambulance would arrive to immediately pump my stomach and save me. I could collect my earnings, perhaps after I'm checked out of whichever clinic they put me in for my own safety, because I've been eating dirt. And they need to sort of do a psych evaluation.
Well, that's the risk.
Sure
you might
okay.
get yourself sectioned if you're not careful. There's a man eating dirt.
Yeah, they're going to want to ask some pretty serious questions, and I don't want them to take my winnings.
No.
I just Googled, is it safe to eat dirt? And under the people also ask section, there's a heading titled, is it okay to eat a little bit of dirt?
Just a little as a treat.
As a treat,
just
Mike, you can have a little bit of dirt as a treat.
We have dirt at home, Mike.
We have 3 salt and pepper grinders in our house. Salt, pepper, and then just a little bit of dirt. The third brown shaker. Yeah.
It's a spritz of dirt. Lovely.
Cheese? Parmesan? Dirt? What?
Dirt.
Anyone?
Dust? Anyone? Dust?
Dirt? Anyone?
Sorry, I've also just found an article. Eating dirt. It might be good for you. I'm just going to read the first line of this.
Okay.
It melts in your mouth like chocolate, says Ruth Ann.
Melts?
No.
Describing her favourite treat.
Who said that?
Ruth Ann T. Joyner.
Is Ruth still alive?
This article's from 2005, so maybe not.
It melts in your mouth like chocolate, says the late Ruth Ann T. Joyner.
This article's unhinged. It's just her saying how much she loves it. Jesus Christ. Oh,
I hope they cremated her, because you can't put her in the dirt. She'll just eat her way out.
Oh dear. Right. Well, thank you, boys. I should have said something higher than 5, because I've got a feeling there's going to be a donation next week of £5, and I'll have to do it then, won't I? I've entered a legally binding contract.
That's
right.
the rule.
Right. Who would like to do their thing first?
I would love to do my thing, if that's okay.
Please do.
Yes, please.
A couple of weeks ago, it finally happened. It's been a bit of a spiritual journey for me recently. First, meeting Dick and Dom and upsetting them in a way that I will never forget.
Yes.
Then seeing the show live, I got to see my good friend Michael Johnson nearly killed on stage. That was kind of amazing as well. And then I went to Stoke-on-Trent.
You did, yes.
You did, yes.
Historic town.
Historic town on the River Trent. Now, I've written a first-hand account of my short time in Stoke-on-Trent, sort of like a religious pilgrimage it was for me. And I kind of wanted to share that with you guys and the Podiots listeners, so that they could also go on this journey with us, or with me, in the past. But before I get there, just because I am still a little paranoid that maybe people will be listening to this and somehow are not familiar with the Neighbour's Cat song from Dick and Dom in the Bungalow, Michael Johnson, who's editing this episode, would you mind inserting that into proceedings right now?
Pussycat, where have you been?
Well, I've been all over this week, but my favourite place I've been to...
Stoke-on-Trent, oh yeah, to Stoke-on-Trent. Historic town on the River Trent. It's a vibrant mix of the great and the good, like Reginald Spitfire Mitchell and Josiah Wedgwood. Come and lose yourself in the Pottery Shopping Centre. Why not try a statue? Okay, it's a culinary adventure. Come to Stoke-on-Trent and see just what is meant by that welcome phrase of "Hey, look, you're in Stoke-on-Trent."
Oh, isn't it just beautiful?
It's wonderful. Did you know that Dave Chapman turned up on the Dick and Dom show on stage, as did the prize idiot and Melvin O'Doom.
Oh man, what a
really?
star-studded lineup. Which
The
do you know
one
which,
at the
which venue that was?
like at the O2 or something in somewhere. I think like in London. I don't know if it was the O2. They can't be playing the O2. Surely
That would be amazing.
Must be a different O2. There's like one in Newcastle, so I don't know. But I think it was a London venue. The whole gang got together. Yeah. That would have been the one to see if we'd known.
Would.
We went to Nottingham. Woo!
We sure did. Okay, I've got my account here. I'm going to try and calm down. I'm quite excited to share this with you. So I just need to calm my breathing a little bit because I'm scared I'm going to stumble over my words, and I really want to get across quite how incredible this journey was. People who live in Stoke-on-Trent and listen to this podcast, they don't know how good they've got it because they're there every day. And I only got to visit for a little bit. So here's my adventure to Stoke-on-Trent in words by Ben Potter, aged nearly 31. I began my adventure in the car park of the Clough Street Tesco Extra. Knowing the grand voyage that was laid out before me and barely able to contain my excitement, I entered the gigantic supermarket to do a wee. I didn't want anything slowing me down in this historic town. Wilkins in hand, I heard really heavy breathing coming from one of the cubicles. Initially troubled at the thought of someone potentially doing a wank or having a cardiac event, I eventually shook it off and chuckled to myself, as I could only assume this person was also very excited about being in Stoke-on-Trent.
Sorry, you shook it off.
Yeah, sorry.
I did. I shook
Choice
it off.
language there.
Right.
I said what I said. Leaving Tesco, I turned right and proceeded along an adjacent wavy footpath. I did think about following the wavy bricked bit, but was worried I'd have too much fun, so I elected to walk in a regular straight line instead. If you have the time, look it up on Google Maps. It's wavy on there too. At the end of the wavy path, I saw my first monument to this great city, a several-foot-long sheet of plastic detailing the historical contributions of Reginald Spitfire Mitchell. It was a bit grubby, and I had to fight every urge to enter the adjoining Mitchell Memorial Youth's Arts Centre and Spitfire Cafe, but I rationalised that if Reginald Spitfire Mitchell, the inventor of the airplane, could invent an airplane, I could continue on my adventure without delay. Heading up Piccadilly Street was truly a life-changing experience. I passed Ainsley Insurance Brokers, Pepe's Fast Food, Salon VIP, I Do Bridal, Nail Bar, Leanne Haycock Nail Artist, Angel Star Nails, Mr. Phones, Piccadilly Mini Market, Piccadilly Shopping Arcade, HSBC, H&T Pawnbrokers, and several other businesses that weren't permanently shuttered. It was really quite overwhelming, to be honest. I was just a small boy in a big city that ranks 69th in population in the UK.
Nice.
Nice.
I needed to catch my breath. It was all too exciting. Ducking into an alley to gather my thoughts, I took the opportunity to pose next to a bin emblazoned with the local, or rather Stokel, council's logo. I couldn't believe my luck. When would I ever get the chance to do such a thing again? I said aloud to the rat whose dinner I'd disturbed. Right next to the bins was some street art pitching Stoke-on-Trent as the UK City of Culture 2021. I began to dissect my experience of the city thus far and determined how it was possible for Stoke-on-Trent not to be the City of Culture in 2021 or indeed any year. I googled it and Coventry won.
Aww.
Back on the streets, heading north on Town Road, I began to notice a lot of residents in sporting apparel and hooded clothing. I considered stopping one of the Stokels to ask them if this was a Stokel uniform of some kind, but decided against that. It must be that everyone is so relaxed and comfortable in this historic city that formal wear isn't necessary, I said to myself classistly. And then, there it was, a bastion of hope, a beacon for the unwashed masses, the true cornerstone of Stoke culture, the Potteries Shopping Centre.
Oh.
Yes.
I was beside myself with excitement. This must have been what it felt like for the first archaeologists to uncover an Egyptian tomb, or for people with foot fetishes to be told how high above the ground they're flying. Bundling into this sacred church dedicated to capitalism, I barely knew where to begin. Claire's accessories, Millie's cookies, perhaps I could get some new shoes at Clark's, a new phone at the 3 store, or maybe even sign up to a new internet plan in the EE shop.
Hang on. I can't believe this. This is a disgrace. So it's not just full of pottery shops.
Questions at the end? We'll talk about this, I promise.
Yeah.
Would Kevin Bacon, voice of the EE adverts in the UK, be there? I pondered. No, I determined. If he's anywhere, he'll be in one of the other 50 shops, 7 restaurants and cafes, or the 9-screen cinema, all under one roof. Your neighbourhood community shopping centre is right on your doorstep. I was so emotionally overwhelmed by the experience, it wasn't until I returned to the car and was en route home that I realised I'd completely forgotten to try a Staffordshire oatcake. Oh, Ben, I muttered to myself in frustration, you are a frightfully forgetful pillock. But then, as if the great city was giving me one last gift, I spotted a sign for the Wedgwood Institute, which stands on the former site of Stokel potter Josiah Wedgwood's Brick House Pottery Works. Smiling to myself and knowing that it was Josiah Wedgwood who cut the first sod for the canal in 1766 and erected his Etruria works that year, the day felt redeemed. I may not have been taken on a culinary adventure, but for me, the great city of Stoke-on-Trent will forever be the historicest town on the River Trent.
Wow. That's me.
Absolutely incredible. Wow, so that sounds like you had a big day there. You went like right up several streets and indoors, outdoors. You saw all the local high street favourites.
Lots of nail shops.
Saw nail shops. I saw.
Did you go past a vape shop by chance?
I did actually. I should have mentioned that in the store. Sorry, I didn't mention that. If you two ever get the opportunity, I know it's expensive, and they don't let many people in a year. Tickets are quite exclusive. But if either of you get the chance to go to Stoke-on-Trent, I would recommend it. It's a life-changing experience.
I mean, I feel like I've lived it vicariously through you, but you've got to experience it for yourself.
You do. You really do. Now, Peter, I was equally completely bemused when I got to the Pottery shopping centre, and it turns out that that's a play on obviously what the locals are called, the Stokels, are called in Stoke-on-Trent, which are like
Potters.
The Potters, yeah, exactly.
Because the pottery industry.
Because of all the pottery stuff, yeah. So the photo, because I watched it back earlier, and we all know it very well. The Stoke-on-Trent song, when it shows the Potteries shopping centre, not only does the neighbour's cat sound like he says Pottery shopping centre, it shows a photo of a man making pots.
Yeah, and shelves of pottery.
Yes. That's what I was expecting.
We've been living a lie for like nearly 5 years now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But I can't believe there's not even just like a single shop that sells potted goods. That's a gold mine waiting to happen.
Yeah.
See, there probably is like a covered market that deals exclusively in pottery and things.
Yeah, like once a month or something.
That's honestly what I was expecting when I heard of the Pottery shopping centre. But no, it's the Potteries shopping centre, and it's a shopping centre.
I hope that didn't tarnish the experience too much. It sounds like you still managed to make the most of it.
Absolutely not. I felt that I was able to go on a fact-finding mission and can now, next time I talk to my good friend Dave Chapman, I can let him know, and he will, I'm sure, correct his video and song.
Did you happen to go past the sexy Emporium that's in Stoke-on-Trent?
Wow. What?
I can't say that I did.
I was following your journey on Google Maps, and just next to the Pottery shopping centre, there's a place called the Sexy Emporium.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go back.
Sexy Emporium.
And I mean, from the photos, it looks incredibly sexy.
It looks pretty sexy.
Oh wow, that does look sexy. Can we rename it?
Podiots presents the Sexy Emporium.
Sorry, I think I found it on Google Maps. This is the worst. The name of the shop sounds like Bumpus for a pawn shop.
Discretion.
I read it as excretion, not excretion.
Discretion.
Discretion.
Oh my!
I mean, that's a very sexy shop front. There's shoes and lingerie.
Yeah, goodness me.
So what's it called?
Wow.
Sexy Emporium.
Apparently on Google Maps.
Stoke. All right. Well, we'll change that. But that's my thing. I went to Stoke-on-Trent. I did it.
Oh, well done. Wow, you're the first and only Vidiot to step foot in those hallowed grounds, right?
Yeah, I think I've been through it on the train, but I've not stopped.
Oh, you should stop. It's well worth it.
Yeah.
You can go on my journey.
Yeah.
One day I'll have a big Mikey day and I'll get the mega bus up to Stoke-on-Trent and have a big old day.
Hell yeah. Right. Podiots.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Podiots.
presents.
Oh, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, we haven't done this for a bit.
Oh, dear.
Okay. Right, I'm going to submit that now. Okay. Thank you for improving Google Maps. You'll get an email when your suggestion is reviewed. Okay.
No, thank you, Google. Hopefully, by the time this comes out, everyone at home will be able to go look at that and really, really enjoy it.
Yeah. They've got a website.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through it now. They've got a wide selection of goods and whatnot. Brand spanking new lines.
Yeah, lots of spanking.
That's on sale. This is the second time we've ended up on a sex shop and I've gone straight to the sale section. Jesus, that is... Wow, okay. Wow, that's big. That's the biggest. Would anybody like a question?
Yeah. I'm also on the website. I'm just going to send you a photo of something I found.
Ooh, what you got?
Here it comes. Get ready.
It's so lifelike.
It's a man in a cage.
Oh my Christ.
What?
That is interesting.
And when I say cage, I don't mean like that one that people who know sex toys are thinking of. I mean, it's the size of a man. It's like made out of leather straps, and he's just sort of stood in it.
It's like a gigantic finger trap. It's like a sort of weaved thing made out of loads of belts that all cross over each other. And it's very odd.
It's too much for Twitter, do you think?
Possibly.
I mean, there's nothing overly explicit about it, but yeah, definitely it's interesting to say the least. Maybe we'll not put that on Twitter, but you too can head to the Sexy Emporium and witness this lovely display for yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, sorry. Move on to a question. Let's get out of here.
Oh my God.
Had enough of Stoke.
Too much excitement for one day. There's a question I need to ask before I ask this question. Who are your childhood heroes? If you had to pick one, who would you say was your boy or girl?
Man, I mean, Dick and Dom are up there, but probably that's only kind of since Vidiots that they would be the answer I would give.
I think as a child, I had a very boring hero, and my hero was Nick Park, famous for creating Wallace and Gromit and heading Aardman Studios.
Did you know who he was as a child?
Oh, yeah. I wrote an essay about him in school, about how much I looked up to him and how I wanted to work with him. So that's my answer to the question. You boys got any ideas?
Childhood hero.
I realise that's a big question to spring on you. I should have given you a pre-reading.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the fallback of Dick and Dom, if I have to say that, but I'm sure I must have a better answer. Sorry, did you say childhood heroes or just heroes generally?
Childhood hero.
Childhood, okay. Well, that might be a bit easier if I can think. Maybe more sort of lean more towards Neil Buchanan, actually, than Dick and Dom. I think as a child, I really liked the idea of just sort of that being some kind of job that I could do when I grow up, just being an artist, but not in the sense that, not like a professional artist, just standing in a room with giant crayons and standing on his set. And
one day you hope to own as much salt as Neil Buchanan.
Yeah.
That man had an endless supply.
I wanted to just be Neil Buchanan, not an actual professional artist, but a TV artist who lives in a big pencil case.
I respect it.
I mean, if it's not cheating, it might have been Spider-Man.
Okay,
Yeah,
good answer. Yeah, no, that's a totally valid answer.
Yeah,
Right.
I just thought of a better one. Mine would probably be Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think he really was my hero.
Are you gonna lock in that answer?
Yeah, if I'm allowed fictional characters, I'll say Obi-Wan Kenobi for sure.
Right, now we get on to the actual question. Oh boy, you've picked some winners here. Haddy Emnor at Haddy Emnor on Twitter asks, you enter an underground bare-knuckle boxing fight. Brackets, match, competition, I don't know boxing. The winner gets £1,000. Your opponent, your childhood hero.
Oh,
Fuck.
No. Would you concede or proceed to fuck them up?
Well, I wouldn't win for a start, but if the question is morally, would I feel okay about punching my hero? I think I probably would if it was in an underground fighting ring, because, they've consented to do it too.
Yeah.
I definitely should have picked Neil Buchanan, though. That would have been an easier. I should have picked the head. That would have been ideal.
It would.
Oh man, Spider-Man's going to mess you up, Ben.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
We've all seen Spider-Man fight Macho Man Randy Savage in an underground wrestling fight in the 2001 documentary Spider-Man.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
I've got you for 3 minutes. I'm not even close to the size of Bonesaw. Bonesaw was a lot bigger than me, and he didn't fare very well. I don't think. Regardless of whether or not I fight him, according to past events, his Uncle Ben will die that day. And I don't necessarily want to do that to him, so maybe I'll concede on those grounds.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I'm looking at Nick Park. He's an oldish man. It feels like it's like punching David Attenborough, even if it's in a pre-organized fight with 2 consenting parties. I feel like that's going to go down the newspapers for history. The inventor of Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run, mowed down by angry British man who did it all for £1,000.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it for £1,000. It'd have to be much, much higher so I could split the money with him. I mean, not that he really needs the money, but it'd make me feel better about the whole thing. So, yeah, is that 3 for 3? We're all declining the chance to punch Spider-Man, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Nick Park.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good. I think that's the respectable answer. I'm proud of us. We've really turned a corner from the earlier discussion of eating dirt.
I was going to say, bring out the dirt, though.
Yeah.
For £1,000, yeah, let's go. Get an audience together. I'll go ham on that. Fantastic. Thank you very much, boys. Peter, could you indulge us in your thing-a-ling?
I'd love to. I've got a weird Capitia here. I suppose it is weird. It's a bit of a mystery. There's a seemingly obvious solution to it, but no one quite knows. So this is the story of Alfred Lowenstein, or Lowenstein. I'm not sure. I'm going to settle on Lowenstein for the remainder of this thing. Alfred Leonard Lowenstein was a Belgian financier. At his peak in the 1920s, Lowenstein was worth around £12 million in the currency of the time, which is equivalent to £769.2 million in 2021, which made him the 3rd richest person in the world at the time. His wealth came from investments in electric power and artificial silk businesses when both of those industries were in their infancy. Lowenstein is remembered today for his mysterious disappearance and death in 1928. I'm going to tell you all about his mysterious disappearance. On the evening of the 4th of July, 1928, Lowenstein left from Croydon Airport to fly to Brussels on his private aircraft, a Fokker F7A/3M Trimotor GEBYI.
I know it well.
You know it well. We've all been on one.
Yeah.
Along with 6 other people. While the aircraft was crossing the English Channel at an altitude of 4,000 feet, Lowenstein went to the rear of the aircraft to use the lavatory. In Lowenstein's aircraft, a door at the rear of the main passenger cabin opened onto a short passage with 2 more doors. The one on the right led to the lavatory, while the one on the left was the aircraft's entrance door. When Lowenstein had not reappeared after some time, his secretary went in search of him and discovered the lavatory was empty, while the aircraft's entrance door was open and flapping in the slipstream.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. The employee, along with the others in the aircraft, asserted his belief that Lowenstein had fallen through the aircraft's rear door and plunged several thousand feet to his death in the English Channel.
Jesus.
Which is horrific, isn't it?
Nobody hear the ow?
Yeah, I know. The aircraft landed first on the beach before transferring to the airfield at Saint-Inglevert in France. And then we have the next section says news and investigation. So news of Lowenstein's demise caused panic selling in his corporation's publicly traded shares, which immediately plummeted in value by more than 50%. On the 12th of July 1928, it was reported that tests had been conducted by the Accidents Branch of the British Air Ministry using Lowenstein's aircraft. It was stated that at an altitude of 1,000 feet, one of the ministry men had thrown himself against the aircraft's entry door, which had opened about 6 inches, that's 150 millimeters, but he was immediately thrown back into the aircraft when the slipstream violently slammed the door shut. Wow. It was concluded it would have been impossible for someone to accidentally open the door and fall out. Lowenstein's body was discovered near Boulogne on the 19th of July 1928 and was taken by fishing boat to Calais, where his identity was confirmed by means of his wristwatch. An autopsy was performed at the request of his family, and his brother-in-law stated they did not suspect anyone of foul play, but they didn't want anyone to later suggest after the burial that Lowenstein might have been poisoned or died in the aircraft and had then been thrown out. So they were just trying to rule out foul play so that people wouldn't want to have to like exhume his body or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
The autopsy revealed a partial fracture of Lowenstein's skull and several broken bones. It was concluded he'd been alive when he struck the water. Lowenstein's body was buried in a cemetery outside Evere in a tomb belonging to his wife's family, the Missons. However, his name was never carved on the slab covering his casket, so he was in effect buried in an unmarked grave. And we now have the theories as to what happened. Many theories have been put forward as to exactly what happened to Lowenstein in the back of his aircraft. Some suspected a criminal conspiracy in which his employees murdered him. The New York Times hypothesized a growing absent-mindedness noted by many of Lowenstein's acquaintances may have caused him to walk out of the wrong door of the aircraft, even though the Air Ministry did say that throwing yourself against the door at only 1,000 feet wouldn't, was not enough to open it. But
did you just think that the toilet had great views or something? How could you get the wrong door?
I don't know. It's baffling. Because he'd left behind a tangled web of business ventures, many of which were highly leveraged, others theorized that his business empire may have been on the verge of collapse. Some even asserted that corrupt business practices were about to be exposed, and Lowenstein therefore committed suicide. But none of these theories were ever proven. In 1987, William Norris wrote Lowenstein's story in a book titled The Man Who Fell from the Sky. Norris presents evidence in support of his case that if Lowenstein's death was not a conspiracy by business rivals and associates, a certain opportunism existed regarding the death of the tycoon and his insurance. He also shows that later events are frequently ignored, such as the fact that Lowenstein's son Robert shot one of the family's servants under murky circumstances within a decade or so after the tragedy. The son was himself killed in an aviation accident in 1941 while serving with the Air Transport Auxiliary. Norris concluded that Lowenstein had been thrown from the aircraft by the pilot, Donald Drew, at the behest of Madeleine Lowenstein, the motive being to gain control of his fortune. He suggested the aircraft's rear door was completely removed while in the air, and a replacement was later fitted on the ground at St. Paul when they landed.
That's believable, yes.
Yeah. Especially given that apparently the story is that the member of staff who found that he was missing said the door was flapping in the wind when they went into the corridor. But anyway, that was his conclusion. Crime writers Robert and Carol Bridgestock have speculated Lowenstein faked his own death and disappearance because of the financial irregularities in his businesses. And this theory is supported by the facts that the body was buried in an unmarked grave and that his wife did not attend the funeral.
Oh, now that is very strange.
That is a bit odd, isn't it? And that's where it ends in terms of that story and the mystery around it. So there's no answer. And some really conflicting info there. Apparently the door was flapping open, but someone reckons the door was removed. But also someone else says it was impossible to open the door. How did he... Whether he was pushed or jumped, like how did he even get out there if you couldn't open the door at...
I know exactly how this happened. I've got a theory, and I think it's very strong. So he went to the bathroom to do a plop.
Yeah.
He stood up, he sorted himself out, and he opened the door, and he remembered, I've got to flush the toilet. And he pressed the button, and we're all aware of how forceful toilet flushes are in airplanes. They're really powerful. I think back then, even more powerful. And I reckon
Right.
he pressed the flusher and the pressure built in the room and started pulling him towards the ball. So in a panic, he grabbed onto the door frame, pulling himself, trying to save his own life. And as the toilet stopped flushing, all of this strength that you had kind of catapulted him towards the door. Bang, hit the door, flies out. And that's how it happened.
And worst of all, he then had to go into free fall with his own shit for the last minute of his life.
Which would
he
win?
Just fell. Apparently weight has no bearing on how fast you fall, so they would have fallen at exactly the same rate, I think.
But as he has a larger surface area, would he not have fallen slower?
It depends if he sort of dived, put his hands together, and tucked
really
his head in.
with his dying
He's like, I may
breath.
as well
He thought,
keep up.
I
with
am
the
beating this turd to the ground.
Yeah.
I'm going to die a winner, damn it.
I don't know if the turd was ever found. Perhaps it was buried in an unmarked grave.
Yes.
That's where his wife was. She was busy at the other funeral.
Yes, the funeral. Yeah.
The funeral. Breaking poos.
Very good. Very
So, answer on a postcard, everyone. What do you think happened to Mr. Lowenstein?
Are you asking?
I know I'm right.
Asking me now, or are you asking the listeners?
No, I'm asking the audience.
Okay, good. Because I don't have
Let
a
us know.
theory. I like Michael's.
Yeah, me too.
That's the most believable to me, at least.
Yeah, that
so,
sounds
I'm
right.
happy.
Where were you, Michael, in the late 1980s?
I was vacationing in Vienna. It was lovely,
okay.
lovely, absolutely lovely. Yeah,
Good.
yeah. There's photos and everything, I promise.
Sounds nice.
Moving on. Would you like a question, boys?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
This one comes from Addy at 2addy_p on Twitter. They ask, a podcast I like announced it's shutting down by a host saying, quote, "You may be sad, but fuck you. Everything dies. Everything and everyone will die. And this is going to happen to you again and again," end quote. Do you think Vidiots is changing would have gone down better if you did this instead?
Well, I mean, we sort of did, but after the fact, when people sort of started acting like it was inconveniencing them that we were losing our jobs,
Yeah.
and we did tell people to fuck off. I think.
I think we were all a bit fragile and we're just like, oh God, please
you know
stop.
what? You can be sad, but sorry that this is so annoying for you.
Yeah.
It's only us that can't pay rent anymore. Oh boy. Yeah.
It may have, it may have, I don't know, it may have gone down better or worse, but I think we certainly would have hemorrhaged more viewers and subscribers and listeners at the time. I think we wouldn't have held on to as many people if we'd said, fuck you, everything dies.
Yeah. I mean, he's not
Now, so
wrong.
must we.
But it demonstrates a complete lack of tact and planning. I think there is a not necessarily a correct way to break that news, but there is certainly a more delicate, sensible way to break the news that doesn't necessarily burn bridges.
Yeah, I mean, imagine getting a call one day out of nowhere. Sorry to let you know, but your grandmother's dead, but fuck you.
Fuck you, everything dies.
This is going to happen again and again. Get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it wouldn't have been in Vidiots style to go out in a blaze of glory like that. We're too polite for that. So, yeah, that wouldn't have gone down too well. Maybe you could have just yeeted Billy into the stratosphere as a final goodbye. But he's such a delicate little boy. God bless.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any other ways we would have done it? I mean,
the Vidiots is changing thing is like it's become a joke now, but genuinely that was the best way we could think to spin it rather than just say, it's done, we're done, it's over. We thought changing is the right way was sort of it just felt like the right thing to do because
saying it's not going away completely, so
done.
please don't go.
We're still going to try and do some things, and Podiots is still going to continue. We'll stream from time to time, but it is definitely changing.
I mean, I think a very unintentional but a good meme came out of that, and I'm glad we had changing. I think that was a wonderful bit of word choice. So yeah, good job us.
Yeah, we do an annual video to celebrate it on Triple Jump.
To celebrate the non-changing of Triple Jump.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
That fucking thumbnail.
Oh man, yeah, that thumbnail has given people a lot of a lot of scares.
Like, oh, what's this? What's this announcement? Triple jump. Oh, sorry, Vidiots is changing. Oh no.
Oh,
what does this mean?
Oh, what are the funny boys up to now? Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh dear. All right, thank you very much, boys. Would you like to hear my thing?
Yes,
please.
I come to you with a little bit of monkey news this week.
Oh.
This headline reads, Gary the gorilla statue stolen from Carluke Garden Centre. This is this is a tragic tale. I like monkey stories, but it seems that all of my monkey stories end up with the monkey disappearing, like Uncle Fatty.
Uncle Fatty.
I'm not sure I can handle losing another monkey, but I digress. Let's find out about poor Gary. Thieves have stolen an 8-foot gorilla ornament from a Lanarkshire garden centre.
Oh dear.
I mean, that heist of the century, my God, there's so much stuff they could have stolen. Tills, registers, no, I want the big 8-foot gorilla. The fiberglass structure, named Gary the Gorilla, has become popular with customers at Reynard Nursery in Carluke over the last 10 years. Owner Andrew Scott has posted a tongue-in-cheek video online pleading for Gary's safe return, but insists it is a serious situation. This video is quite spectacular. So he's got like a little badge with safe return Gary the Gorilla on it. He's holding a bit of paper, and he's surrounded by 3 baby gorilla statues.
Oh no!
And he's holding one in his arms like a baby. This poor things. It's quite a heartbreaking scene, really. The crime occurred between 10:30 on Sunday and midnight on Monday. Mr. Scott said he was bemused as to why someone would steal the ornament. He told BBC Scotland, "I'm really annoyed about it. I understand the funny side of it, but I'm taking this very seriously. He's worth a fair bit of money." It wasn't a young farmer's prank. This was planned.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Mr. Scott said CCTV showed a car arriving at the nursery around 10:30, with the occupants getting out and unbolting the ornament. A van returned nearly 2 hours later and removed Gary from the premises.
Wow, that's a long process
Yeah,
of
that
theft
is planned
there.
then, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not just spur of the moment drunken. Let's steal the bloody gorilla. Like, no, they've calculated this and they've really done it right. The van was seen leaving the garden centre and heading in the general Glasgow direction. This is quite a heartbreaking quote. We saw him disappear into the darkness on that wet night, and we haven't seen him since.
Oh no, Gary.
Gary, no. It seemed to be fairly well planned from the footage we have, but unfortunately we can't see who actually took him. The gorilla figure is used as a signpost to the garden centre by couriers and customers. Owners dress up Gary for occasions like Christmas, and he was even sporting a face mask during the pandemic.
Oh.
Oh.
And now he's dead.
But... oh no. They even at some point they decided to give him chicken pox and put a lot of red circles on him for some reason.
Why?
Oh.
I don't know.
To try and keep people away from him.
But this is not where the tale of this heist ends. On Thursday, this happened a couple of weeks ago now, owner Andrew Scott was sent photos of a gorilla matching Gary's description tied to the trailer of a vehicle on the M25 and on the M40 near Warwick.
See, this is why I said, oh yeah, this is the only part of the story I know, is a headline that said, photo of gorilla on motorway is not missing Gary.
Yeah. So yeah, sadly it was later concluded that this was in fact just Gary's brother.
Oh, Barry.
So yeah, Barry and Gary, Baz and Gaz, the boys. So yes, the headline reads, giant gorilla statue sightings were, quote, not Gary. The manufacturer of the figure has made several versions of the statue, and it is believed the sightings were of one of them. Police were able to track the gorilla's movements using the vehicle's registration plate. Once the police mapped out the movements of the gorilla spotted on motorways around England, it was determined that the ornament was not Gary. I think this is the most in-depth police work I've heard in quite some time. I'm glad police resources are going towards a bloody statue of a gorilla.
Absolutely.
Anyway, the latest headlines from Scotland. Oh wait, nope, that's just a random bit of text I copied from the article. I didn't say that. Mr. Scott said it moved from London to Whitehaven in Cumbria, and unfortunately it's not Gary, it's one of Gary's brothers. So we are a bit disappointed because we were really hoping it was him. Oh. Gary comes from a fairly extended family. We've yet to decipher how many brothers he has, but we are looking into that just so we know. Oh dear. Yeah, I wonder if you can go on his family tree website and track all the Garys. He continues, I'm pretty convinced we'll get him back. It'll take some time, but we've not stopped looking. The response from the public was huge, so the minute Gary makes an appearance anywhere, I'm sure the public will help us find him and get him back to where he belongs. And sadly, that is currently where the story ends. It's been about a month now. I've got no idea what these people are planning to do with an 8-foot gorilla, but you definitely can't put that in your front garden because that's a bit too conspicuous.
Yeah.
Well, this has happened before. I can't remember if I've ever brought this along to Podiots, because I should have done if I haven't, and it's just reminded me this story exists. I think I may well have done that in the early days, but there were some students in the 1950s who stole a taxidermized gorilla from Bristol City Museum, and he was missing for like some weeks, and then he was like found outside like a police station or something, or like the fire station. They dropped him off, but there are
in a
photos.
basket, wrapped up in a blanket.
Yeah, pretty much. Like they eventually, so it was part of Rag Week, as they used to call it in the day, which is like just students playing pranks, and they just took him and had some photos taken with him. Here are the photos.
It's a good-looking gorilla.
It is. I mean, it's a real one. It's
That is not taxidermied.
It is. It is. It's just badly done.
Literally a man in a gorilla costume.
Well, it might be Coco, I guess. And then apparently, so they posed for some photos with him. That's one of those. And then they also tried a series of hats on him. And this is one of the photos of the hats.
It's a bit like my uncle. Wow.
But they did hand him in eventually. So that could happen again in this case.
God, I hope so. Yeah, they're just going to take him on a bit of a road trip for a bit and return him.
Let me add those to the thread.
I'm going to share a quick... I had looked through Gary the Gorilla's Facebook page and I found a banger of a photo.
Oh, yeah.
For those at home, this is a picture of Gary's backside.
Oh my God.
Excellent.
It's like that Donkey Kong picture. You know, the one with his ass?
Gary be thick, so you could spot him coming from a mile away. But I like the little interaction in the comments, which is a random punter left a comment saying, "Wish my bum was as firm as yours, Gary." And Gary replied, "It takes a lot of bananas and peeping to get this firm."
Bananas and what? Peeping?
Peeping. So apparently, his favourite thing is to peep at people and I guess just look at people because he's got quite dead eyes.
Right.
The photo that was put on the thread, I'll put it in here for reference. But it's just got white eyes. There's peepers.
Oh yeah, look at those.
Yeah, he's a bit scary looking, isn't he?
It is kind of creepy. Shall I add the ass picture to the thread as well?
I think it belongs on there. And I've got one more image, which is quite a heartbreaking one.
Okay.
This is an image of one of the baby gorillas eating a banana to try and cover its sadness.
Oh, that's very sad.
Oh no, that's really sad.
Oh, poor little thing. Your dad will be back soon, I'm sure. He's just gone out for some cigarettes.
So
Don't
many
worry.
bananas to eat as well.
With Gary not here, they've got a surplus.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So yeah, that's my little tale of Gary. I'm going to keep an eye on things. I'm going to follow the Facebook page, and if Gary returns, you'll be the first ones to know.
Good.
Thank you, Michael. Yeah. Maybe he's in the same place that Gizmo is, because he's still not turned up.
Rest in peace.
Oh, yeah. Oh God.
Goodness me. Well, thank you so much, guys, for your things, and thank you everyone listening for your questions. What was submitted? I believe, Michael Johnson, there's some kind of shop.
You're gosh darn right. If you head to vidiotsofficial.com and if you click on the lovely little shop button, isn't it exciting? If you click on that, you'll be greeted with an array, a myriad, if you will, of wonderful goods ranging from t-shirts, stickers, mug, hat, and hoodie. What a bounty. Go have a look at it.
Wow.
Buy something. Ooh, we do have a new thing coming soon, hopefully over the next coming weeks. I feel like we've been saying that for a while, but it's gonna happen, so buckle up, because it's gonna change your life. But in the meantime, if you're just dying to buy something with a little smiling sausage face on it, you can go to vidiotsofficial.com and head to the shop. Thank you.
Yes. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all.com/VidiotsOfficial. If you want to go to the Discord, it's vidiotsofficial.com/Discord. Big thank you to Tommy and Fleckers for modding us over there. Go and say hello to fellow Podiots listeners and Vidiots viewers. Twitch.tv/VidiotsOfficial. We stream there from time to time. Podiots.com. If you want to go there, donate £3 or more, get a shout out at the beginning and the end of the show. You'll support us and you'll join Pod Squad. Here is this week's Pod Squad once again.
Alexa, is this Chegs? Strap on, cap on, pegs, penguins. Pod my fluffin' squad. Tiny Peter, closet Tory. Lord Brotovich, creamy muck muck. Oh no, my Chegso suit's been hit. Donak 07, Bean Sty Mittles, Stephen Scordes, British PM, Fishy Poosack, Cowdoy in the Freddie Weber, and Anony Mouse.
Also, sorry, I was just doing some not mental maths there, but I'm convinced that Bean Sty Mittles is something, and I was just desperately trying to work out what it was.
Bean Sty Mittles.
I don't know. We've also got Cassidy Delaney, Sleeping Pooty, The Little Spermaid, James and the Giant Dick, Dick and Dom in Da Bumhole Yo, Prince Beefcakes, The Very Generous Anonymous, 80 quid a gram, Cozzy Lives Chrysler, Chris Martin's Gone Fartin', Itty Bitty Peter Committee, Visit to the Vidiots Discord, Bill Buchter's Life is Changing, Scandalf Pending, and Anonymous.
So I got to interject. I've just got it.
Yeah?
I've just got it. Beans time it is.
Oh my God.
Yes, you're right.
That is
Beans
so
time
esoteric.
it is.
Oh, because it's a capital I. It's, oh my God. Yeah, okay.
Beans time it is.
Fuck's sake.
Beans time it is. Beans time it is.
I hope this stuck around to the end.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if you hear this, we got it. We got there.
Beans time it is. We've also got Vince McMahon's moustache, Dave Bumsaw Polyps, Chocolate Egghead Trauma, Wix and Dom in Da Bungalow, Hugged as a Child, Top 10 Mikey's Toilet Stories, Bartek Kubica No Pun, who's very generous, thank you Bartek, happy birthday again, Anonymous, Seymour Butts, Stephen Scodes, Cuntius Maximus, Stalin and the Raisinets, Mr. Macca, and Finn Tristram. Thank you again to the Pod Squad this week. Podiots.com, £3 or more, £3 or more to get a shout out at the beginning and the end of next show. Thank you so much, Peter.
Yeah.
Do you know what was out on Vidiots this week 5 years ago?
I do. We had L'Uomo del Milano, The Man from Milan, Part 2, Redemption. Crash Team Racing Spinning Challenge, piece of cake. That's where we spun you around on a chair, Ben.
I remember that.
Felt very sick. Prove It, The Sims 3 Live Action Challenge, Part 2, featuring Hat Films. Skyrim Zoo, Chapter 7, Road Trip. The Man from Milan, Part 3, Revenge. In the Spotlight, Miller Noir. Memory Cards, April 16th. Which was Game Boy, Injustice, and Persona 3 Fez. Podiots Episode 4, Wix. Worst Games Ever game selection for the 19th of April. Post Some Tat number 9, We Have a Theme Tune. Worst Games Ever, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, A Twitch in Time. That's a good one. Skyrim Zoo, Chapter 8, Furious George. Sunday Funday, Injustice 2 Legendary Edition. Memory cards for the 23rd of April, which was GTA 4, Don't Starve, and Majora's Mask. Post Some Tat number 10, We've Been Lego'd. In the Spotlight, God of War. Spyro, Blindfold Challenge, piece of cake. 5 best-selling video games of the pre-industrial era. Skyrim Zoo Chapter 9, Cockadoodle Zoo, Sunday Funday, Incredible Crisis. There's flipping loads, guys. Memory cards for the April 30th was Mega Man 0, 2, Far Cry 3, Blood Dragon, and Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. We had Podiots episode 5, Bristol. Now this is Pod Racing, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, the Good Old Games re-release. And one more, Post Some Tat number 11, The Walrus of Love. Goodness me.
We were
so
prolific.
much to go at. Yeah.
So many different shows. Well, lovely. Mikey, whereabouts are you on the internet?
At Parrot Boy on Twitter is the best place to keep up to date with all of my comings and doings.
Excellent.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. Good. I was waiting for more. All right. That's good stuff. And Peter, where are we on the internet?
The best place for our comings and doings is to follow us individually at That Peter Austin and at confused_dude on Twitter, or together at Team Triple Jump on, yes, Twitter and Facebook, but also, more importantly, YouTube and Twitch, where we do videos and live streams and play games, worst games ever, and do bad cooking and things.
Yes, absolutely. Why not leave us a 5-star review/rating on your platform of choice? It helps something to do with Al Gore's rhythms. It'll really help us out. It's free. It only takes a moment. Please do it. Thank you so much. Tell a friend as well. Tell your friends. Do we have a final question before we bugger off?
Do you have Gary? Please
Do
return him home.
you have Gary?
Hand yourself in.
Please,
Yes
stop this
or
torment
no?
for the family. Think of the children.
Excellent. Thank you slow much. I'm going to go. All right. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.